Hello everyone, it's Jennifer again from Crafty Bones. I just wanted to show you the bag that I finished. Again, I have their name covered. So there's the bag. Nylon straps for handles. And it does have a cardboard support in the bottom. I took a regular piece of cardboard and covered it both sides with a matching fabric from the bag. I did put in a zipper. It is an invisible zipper. Probably would have been easier to do a different zipper, but so there's the bag. All the seams again are covered on the inside. And here's the cardboard insert. So that's done. One more thing to add to my completed objects for that baby shower. And because the first baby is always important too, I made a bandana for the dog. It's a very large dog, so it's a very large bandana. Okay. On one of the next videos, I want to talk about these items here. And what these are rolled hem presser feet. And they come in various sizes. This one is, actually this one doesn't have a size, but this one you would use for like organza or satins, anything that is going to fray a lot. This will almost put like a serge edge on it. And then we have 1/2 inch. This is typically what I use for receiving blankets. If you'll see, it's about a 1/2 inch wide here. This one is the 3/4 inch. And so your seam would be 3/4 of an inch wide. It attaches, you can buy them for most sewing machines. I use a Brother, so this is for a Brother low profile machine. And then here is the 1 inch one. And these were the best things ever created for anybody that puts a lot of hems on things, whether it's blanket or clothes or whatever. So let me show you what I mean. This is a receiving blanket that I completed previously. And as you'll see, the hem on the blanket, both inside and outside, is very uniform. And that comes from the rolled hem presser foot. So on a later video, I will demonstrate how to use the rolled hem presser foot because I think it's the best thing ever created. Here's another blanket, same thing. Might be easier to see on a lighter color. The hemmed edge here is very uniform, inside and out. And these receiving blankets are very easy to make. You buy a flannel fabric or a nursery fabric, something that's going to be soft. And the more you wash this, the softer it gets. It tends to felt up a little bit and it makes it softer when you wash it. But what I also include on everything that I make, whether it's a crochet project or a sewing project, I include a label. And I know that you can buy labels at Joann, and I believe you can buy some at Walmart now, but typically they don't say anything other than made with love or from grandma or something like that. So I had my own made. These can be done at Amazon, and mine says handmade by me, and then it says from my home to yours. And you can have 2 lines on the front and 2 lines on the back. It is an Amazon sales. I'm not sure of the name of it right now. I maybe at some point can put the name of it in the comments. But I believe it was $15, but it takes a couple of weeks because they're in China. So it takes a little bit of time to get to them, or for them to get back to you. So, but today after lunch at work, it was very hard to concentrate because today I got a box from Yarnspirations. Now, I know I said last time that I have plenty of yarn, but is that really a thing? I'm sure it is, but it can't really be a thing. So I ordered 7 pounds, and as soon as I ordered that 7 pounds, I then put on Rose Likes Crochet's Facebook page that they were $2.40 again, because they were $2.40, then they went back to $7.99, then they went back to $2.40. And I had ordered 7, and right after I ordered 7, someone else on her Facebook page had posted within an hour that they were sold out. So I don't know what prompted them to do $2.40 again. They just had some that they came up with, I imagine. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to open that box. I have not seen inside this box yet, so let me grab a pair of scissors. Ooh, I tilted you. Tilt you. All right. So if you don't know what the Yarnspirations mystery boxes are, it's a mystery bag. You get 1 pound of yarn for each order. So if you order 1 pound, it would be $2.40 plus shipping. You're usually better off ordering more than 1 pound because shipping is $8. I think at some point the shipping becomes free, but I'm not sure. I usually don't order that much. And when you get it home, you will have 7 pounds of yarn. Each bag contains 1 pound of yarn. You probably will have duplicates. There's no guarantee that you won't, and you never know what you're going to get, and they don't tell you what it is. The outside of the bag will tell you if it's acrylic or wool or whatever than that, like that, but it won't tell you the name brand. It won't tell you the name of the color. So it has to be something that you're willing to use, and then you can just put it in your stash. But there is something else I do with mine. So let's see what we got here. I know Crystal ordered 50 pounds, and she got duplicates, but not as many as I would have expected at 50 pounds. And Rose likes crochet. She got some duplicates, and I'm not sure how many she ordered. Oh, look, look, look. I'm very excited. It's purple yarn. And this looks like cotton. Nope, it's acrylic. Doesn't feel like cotton. Oh, okay. I know what this is. This is the Fentex, I believe it's called. It is a scrubby feeling yarn, but I have seen patterns where people have used this to make slippers and socks, I guess. I don't know that I'd want that directly on my foot. I would probably, yeah, I would probably wear socks before I put that directly under my foot. But I kind of expected some of this Fentex because everyone's been getting it this time. But it's purple, so that's awesome because purple is the greatest color. Oh, this looks really interesting. Oh, this looks fabulous. Now, it can be anything from Yarnspirations line, so that would be including to, Bernat. And this feels like it is a Bernat stripe yarn. Can you see that? It's really interesting colors. I like that. Let's see how many there are in there. 3, 5, 7, 8. One of them's pretty small, but there are 8 in there. That would make a nice project. A small blanket. That would work well. I'm not going to see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the Fentex as well. Okay. There's my invoice. Oh, and if you don't know, if you have never ordered from Yarnspirations, they have a code that you can use, but only one time, called Welcome 15. So if you've never ordered from them, they welcome you by giving you 15% off on your order. Okay? It doesn't end up being much unless you order 50 skeins, but all right. Here is a nice camel color. Those are really nice. Also acrylic. It looks like they might have been 1 pounders. Just came out a little small, but yeah, it's a nice camel color. Yeah, comes out pretty well. Looks a little yellow, but they are camel. Oh, and I got 2 matching pounds in here, and look at those. That's a nice stripe as well. 2 matching pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a tiny little 7th one. And that one's kind of jumbled. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 6 or 7. I don't know. It's kind of. I've never gotten one from them like that before, where it's just sort of all strung out. But that's probably a good thing because of the next thing I want to talk about. So let me finish going through these yarn then. These ones look like they're in much better condition, but that's a really pretty color. I love that it's got purple and teal and aqua. You see all of those nice colors in there? Those are really nice. All right, 2 left. Oh, that's beautiful. think this is the Bernat Baby Softy, or there is, it's not baby colors though, so I don't know. It's gray and white. It's got some texture to it. That's really nice. That would make a pretty hat or scarf or cowl or both or all three. And now I have a burnt orange. This was definitely a 1 pounder. Do you see that? That's one honking ball there, and then a tiny little nub down here. That is a really pretty color. Nice for fall. See, and this one little nub here, again, that will help me talk about the next thing that I have to talk about. So let me see if I can't get my 7 pounds of yarn. Oh no, they're escaping. I'll have to figure out what to do with this Spentex. Not sure. All right, so probably the best investment I have made in the last year that is not just yarn, because, well, you know, Hobby Lobby is my friend up there. I don't know if any of you have one, but I bought myself a yarn ball winder. And I bought myself a yarn ball winder because I forever have leftover yarn, and if you don't do something with it, it just tangles up. So one of the most common ones on the market seems to be made by Stanwood. So this was it here. It's the Stanwood yarn ball winder. I believe I got this from Amazon. It was maybe $14.98, and I have free shipping, so $15 for that. And this is what it can do. It's absolutely fabulous. Now, I did get a small one. It only holds about 4 ounces of yarn. On a regular skein that I've been through and used some of, that's usually a very ideal amount. And what I do is when I pull it off of the yarn ball winder, I stuff the label down inside so I always know what kind of yarn it is. And so I have 2 different projects right now that are scrap afghans. So one is 5 weight and one is 4 weight. So I like to keep them separated, but this works fabulously. And then I always know that, like, this is going to be a big twist color because I recognize the label. But I tuck the label inside, and before I pull it off of the winder, I don't know if you can see it, I have a rubber band on it. I stick a rubber band on there. So I made a $1 investment in a bag of rubber bands. And every time I go to pull the yarn ball off of my winder, I put a rubber band on it, and then you just pull it from the center like you do a regular cake. So let me show you. I have it attached to my fabric cutting mat because this table that I'm using does not support this. So this is what it looks like when you get it in that little tiny box. This is not attached to the base, and this is not out. This is slid in like this. So the first time that you go to use it, you're gonna have to pull this out, and you have to pull it out till it clicks and pull it all the way. So it'll get stuck right about here, and I've seen a lot of people try to use them and they think that's done, but you see how much that moves around. Pull it all the way out to here. It's perfect that way. Once this is attached, it clips on. It's harder to get off, but it does twist on and off. So you could, if you had to store it back in the original box, you could just take this off and store it back in the original box. So I have some yarn here, and I'm using a bulky 5 because I want you to see that it works on bulky 5. It'll work on 4. It'll work on, I haven't tried it on fingering weight, but I have used it on a 2 and a 3, a 4 and a 5. Excuse me. So you would feed through here, and then if you look at the top of this, there's a slat that goes from here to here. Sometimes it comes out of there. It doesn't typically, but you're going to hold it in there pretty tightly. Now I'm going to move this over here because I want to be able to spin it. You're going to put some tension on this end, not a lot. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit of tension. And you just pull right out of the center of your skein. And you can go fairly quickly as long as there's no knots in your skein. But when your ball is complete, then you'll know that you have no knots. Speaking of which, I just found a knot in my skein. Now, if you're not careful when you're doing this, if you roll back some like I just did, once the cake that you're making gets a little larger, the yarn that you're working with will slip down below the cake, and if it does that, it'll start coming apart. So you always want to make sure that you roll back some while holding tension before you start back again winding your ball. Because if you don't do that, if you don't provide that tension again, then you'll end up, like I said, with yarn hanging out down below. So this was my original tail. And once there is just, okay, so just so everyone knows, it's big twist. And I don't remember having this many problems with it when I was using it to actually make an afghan. But apparently it just decided it wants to be the king of knots today. I don't know. See, there's a big knot there. All right. And I spent one day, with the day I got my yarn ball winder, I spent several hours just going through all my skeins of yarn and caking them up. It didn't take that long, and I have a lot. I have quite a few. Like I said, these scraps have been sitting around for years. I have the same scrap afghan that I have been working on for 20 years. All right, so again, we're gonna come back some and then apply tension, and then you're just gonna keep spinning. Now I know there's more left on this skein than will fit on this yarn ball winder, because this is definitely more than 4 ounces. But this is where I'm gonna stop. I just wanted you to see that this is what happens, and it will, when you're done with it, like I said, I put the label right in the center, so I'll use my finger. You just slide the cake off and it holds right onto the label. And then you're gonna have your center pole. I had it here. You'll have your center pole, and you can work right from your center. And I love making cakes with this, and I have used these cakes again and again and again. Anytime I'm making something small, I'll go back to my scraps. If I'm gonna do something small, some kind of small amigurumi, because I'm not big on it, but I've had nephews and great nephews and stuff ask me for Star Wars characters, and I'll do them. I just try not to, because they're very time consuming and they're very monotonous, and I have to work with a very small hook. But anyway, so that's a yarn ball winder. And if you don't have one, save up for one, get a big one if you want to, that does these full-size skeins. And they have you can get a Swift with them. And if you're not sure, if you don't know what a Swift is, a Swift looks like an open umbrella that's made out of wood, and it's for hanks. So you would stretch a hank out on the Swift, and the Swift will open up only as far as the hank allows it, and then the yarn ball winder sits off to the side, and you wind your yarn ball winder off of the Swift, and then you have your cake. But they do make yarn ball winders that hold up to 10 ounces. Like I said, I have a 4-ounce one. It works best for me. All right, so I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. And I'm hoping to have some more finished projects on the next yarn video that I do. But I also would like to show you, like I said, how to use this rolled hem presser foot. I was constantly, with these receiving blankets for years, I was ironing the hem and then folding it and then ironing the hem again and then pinning it, and this cuts so much down on my time. This makes my life so much easier. All right, so thank you for watching Crafty Bones. Bye-bye. Happy crocheting.